Alrighty, you know what? I had something on my mind on my way home. So I thought, you know what? Let's do a quick episode. Quick one. It's quick. Just really quick, because I want to give you something to think about tonight. Or if it's first thing in the morning when you listen to this. Or whenever it is. I don't care. This is something you're going to have to think about. Alright. Since it's been made a mockery, but done to never forget about it, let's go ahead and address one of the more important topics going on today that I find I have a lot of disturbing feelings about, okay? The Epstein files. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, all the memes, didn't hang himself, blah, blah, blah. Then there's the controversies. Remember, folks, if you've listened to the podcast so far, we try to really pick out the truth wrapped up in the lies. Because a lot of the time, the best way to hide the truth is in plain sight right in front of you. But to wrap it with such ludicrous lies or crazy stories or made to look crazy, the next thing you know, you overlook those truths because of the camouflage around it. Think about it a little bit. So let's stick to this. We know for a fact, that Jeffrey Epstein was part of a sex trafficking ring dealing with mostly young women. We know this. We know he's got a freaky island, bunch of weird shit on it, blah, blah, whatever. Everybody's weird. We've discussed this. Let's not try to make it so much about how weird he is. But the evilness, the way he treats people like property, the way he just picks and chooses what lies to destroy or not destroy based on look, demeanor, just really so wealthy and so rich, he became delusional. And he made money from the oldest prophet on the planet. People. Plain and wrong, no matter how you look at it, it's been done throughout the ages. And finally, it's in our face. And just like usual, here's the part that's disturbing to me. You think what he does is disturbing. You know what's more disturbing? When you think about what he was a part of, what he did. What's more disturbing than that is the blatant blind eye of justice being shown towards it. What the living hell is that about? What is that the fuck about? I want you to really ponder why, since he hung himself, and they have all this evidence, we didn't get a client list to begin with. But then we went after his right-hand woman, Miss Maxine, whatever his name, Glenn Hell or whatever, Glenn Maxwell, whatever. I don't care about her name. I really don't. I really don't want to give these people any more credit. I hate calling it the Epstein. I hate talking about it because it's a sick, sad, twisted thing. But things like Corey Feldman, Michael Jackson, so many things looking back right now. Where's Kanye at? Have you noticed that Kanye has fallen off the map? Is he hiding up somewhere? Probably. There's just been too many things that have been, you can see, looking back, it's easy to see it. Going through it like in the mid-90s, you didn't have access to information like you do now. See, the world is waking up a little bit, and they understand that, and they're just pushing things a little bit faster and harder. And when I say they, I'm talking about the people that protect people like Jeffrey Epstein. The people that Jeffrey Epstein worked for. He's making money doing some really sick, sadistic shit with some pretty wealthy people. Some pretty high up people. Now here, let me clarify a couple things real quick. I know everybody's like, there's a list, of people that flown to the island and all that. I don't, no. Look, he's a devil. A devil's going to invite you in and offer you everything that you've ever wanted in exchange for just being a part of his club. But you got to do some things. Just like any club, there's initiations and all that bullshit. That shit really happens, all right? Well, here's the thing. Everybody that flew out there didn't agree to do any of this shit. Some did. And there's that client list of those people. And they have it. And they know it. And they even admitted it in this court trial. By the way, did you ever notice how you got every Johnny Depp, Amber Heard moment caught on film, caught on TikTok, made fun of, watched, reviewed, streamed? Didn't see her case. No, it's too sensitive. Too sensitive. Not only is it too sensitive, but the information needs to be, hidden from the public. Because the public can't deal with it. Literally, that's the reason why the judge won't let the list out. Supposedly. I mean, what am I supposed to believe, right? It's what I've read and found and been told and everything else. It's the gist. This is a low man on the street here. I'm not a goddamn journalist, and I don't claim to be. But Lord have mercy on my soul if I live in a world where my own justice system turns a blind eye to a blatant... That's not even a crime like robbing a bank or something. This is a fucking mark against humanity. No society should be happy. This is something that's based on a country like China. All right? Talk about total human tragedy happening on a daily basis to human rights and dignities. That country is way off the handle and can suck my left nut. All right? Just because of that reason. I get that they're brilliant, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? But the way they go about it is very Nazi-like to me, okay? And the way they treat their people is just wrong on so many levels. So let's get back to this human thing. Because we're talking about children, young girls, if most of them. They go missing You know how many people live on the streets? That life. When you go to bed at night, comfort knowing the door is locked. There's a whole world out there that's just trying to find somewhere to feel comfortable enough to go. Could you imagine going to sleep outside? Anywhere outside. Just think about it. Anywhere. Find a bush. I know when you're drunk it's easy to do. But when you're not drunk, that's your life every day. You don't know who's going to mess with you, who's going to drive by and want to fuck with you because you're just a homeless person. And they're drunk. They're going to throw pennies at you when they drive by. There's a hardcore, very abundant life out there of nobodies. Literally nobodies. I'm not talking about people you could talk to every day and give them a little pep talk and they feel good about their lives while they go back and find their hole in the woods where they feel safe in a box. Maybe by choice. These people have been done wrong, or maybe they just got to a point where they couldn't handle life anymore. Some just don't want to be a part of the system. Choose it. And then there's a lot out there that don't want to be there. Out of those hundreds of thousands of people in our country alone, maybe even millions. That's stretching it, I think. But hundreds of thousands, definitely. How easy it is to pick people off that nobody will ever miss or knew existed to begin with. This list needs to be known to every anybody that cares about human life. Period. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. And there's no time for this bullshit of hiding the evidence of the truth for so many years, where the people that are committing crimes are no longer there to pay their punishment. And I'm talking about on all sides. There's crimes being committed right now, and to my eyes, by our justice system, by not telling us what we all want to know. You know, no offense, but if there's somebody that I hold in high regards, that I would buy their music or movies or whatever, and then I find out they are a part of this, like legit a part of this, yeah, I would stop buying their music. I would probably never watch. I wouldn't be able to. Wouldn't be able to look at them ever again. And I would wonder why they're not in jail. Makes me question a lot of things about some of the actors over the past years that have fled to other countries for citizenship. Not just live there for a second home, but literally stop being an American and be a citizen of another country. Not that I have any judgment on that. I mean, I would rather, I don't know. This country and it being built on freedom and truth and integrity and all the things that we have been at least lied to and told that's what it's all based on. I believe in that shit. And I would like to live a life where that's done. Where when we hear the news, we hear there's some progress seeking out evil in our own country and the corruption that we don't no longer need. But instead, I just hear more cover-up, more blatant disregard for truth and the American way. And I see evil being hidden by our heroes that we trust. It's time to wake up a little bit, folks, and question that. Where is the list? Why don't we have that? Hasn't there been enough attention to clearly show we want to know? This isn't 1956 anymore, U.S. government. It is 2023. We ain't got time for this shit. Let me know what the fuck evilness is lurking out there. Because he's just one man. You think he's the only one? Go back and listen to Corey Feldman. Look at Harvey Weinstein. There is so much more to this. But the money, I'm telling you folks, it's not about racism. It's not about what gender you are. It's all about if you have a dollar or not. You can break any law you want. As long as you play ball and do what they need you to do. That's how it works here. It's plain to see. Are you a part of it? Or are you an American? Remember, folks, love and laughter is the only way to conquer that hate and fear out there. I hate to bring you down with a Debbie Downer of a thought for the night, but if you can't sit well with it, then that's a good thing. That means it pisses you off a little bit. You want to know who's on that list now, don't you? You want to know, are you paying their rent for their place tonight? Are they having that bottle of champagne because you bought their CD? Is it nice to know that they are living a life sold out to the point where they use other people as property? All right, folks, demand that list. Write your fake congressman or fake representative. Make some demands to the TV stations. Whatever you got to do, whatever, make a post about it. Share this podcast. That would be pretty cool. That's my biased opinion, of course. And remember, of course, love and laughter conquer hate and fear. So go be a conqueror remember the victims.